Hey, this is Jeff from the Icebox Radio Theater, and we'll get on with the show in just a second. But I wanted to come on first and very briefly let you know about our brand new Patreon page. Now, Patreon is a relatively new crowdfunding source that's designed specifically for podcasters or bloggers or YouTubers, folks who create regular content online. It's a great opportunity for us to learn to budget a little bit more sensibly, shall we say, and it's a great opportunity for you to show a little financial love to all the great content providers that you watch or listen to or read online all the time. To find us, just go to Patreon, that's patreon.com, and search for Radio Icebox. Or even simpler, go to our website, iceboxradio.org, and look for the Patreon link. It's right across the top of the page there in the announcement bar. And now, on with the show.
Following audio drama is rated PG for parental guidance.
Frozen Frights.
New Audio's Theater of Suspense and Terror. Now, on Icebox Radio.
Welcome to hell. Well, not actually hell, of course. Hell has a better choir. No, this is Earth. Or was Earth some time ago. Years, I think. Or was it centuries? I can't remember. The eons tend to sort of blur together after a while. You would think if he could make a being capable of living 10,000 years, he would have given us a better memory. But no. My memory is similar to yours. Bits and pieces like leaves blowing in the wind, diamonds and lint all mixed up together. But this choir I remember. I remember the church, too. Whether it was a diamond or a piece of lint, I won't say. Not yet, anyway. Let's just say it was a place filled with regular folks. Beige on beige, middle-class, upstanding Midwestern Americans. Americans in the middle of yet another revolution, the 20th century rise of evangelicalism. Whatever that meant. All I knew was that a church like theirs was the perfect hiding place. If you don't recognize it, that was the sound of money. I wish the sound of money told more of a story, but it's as dishwater bland as everything else in this place. The only reasonably interesting thing about this money was the fact that I was counting it. I was counting the Sunday collection, as I did most Sundays. They trusted me here. I was head usher, a respected old man, a nice guy, and I liked them. Especially this one.
Hi, Harry.
Pastor Tom, the new associate pastor. That's second in command for you non-churchies. Young by the standards of the ministry. Pretty young wife who's a doctor besides. Very concerned about the soul of the church and the souls of its members. Earnest, sincere, helpful. He would give you the shirt off of his back.
How we doing?
But today, if you can't tell, he's troubled. What was that, Pastor?
Oh, I asked how you're doing.
Oh, about the same. A little down from last week.
Oh, no, I wasn't asking about the collection. I was asking about you.
Me? Fine. No complaints?
Yeah. Good.
Something on your mind, Pastor Tom?
What?
You seem a bit distracted.
No.
Ah. You seem a bit distracted.
Well, I suppose I don't mean to burden you.
Now, this is the point where things get really interesting. You see, Tom needed to talk, and for some reason, he wanted to talk to me. I don't know why people in his position always seem to trust me, but they do. Tom was in spiritual crisis. He's going to tell you all about it shortly, but there's a couple of things you should know first. Tom was very new to the church and to town. He was still figuring out things in this little community, including why life at this particular church was so troubling. We were healthy. Pews were full, collection plate too. But that was all the more worrying for Tom. Tom, you see, was the rarest of rarities. A religious type that thought in terms of quality, not quantity.
Actually, do you have a minute, Harry?
I'll let him tell the rest. Well, sure, Pastor. What's on your mind?
Nothing, really. Just, yeah. You've been here a long time, haven't you?
20 years. Head usher the last 10.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was wondering...
Yes?
I was wondering if things have always been like this.
Sorry, I don't follow.
Well, okay. You know, the town here is a little unique.
Sure.
We're a long way from everyone else. Remote, I mean.
Sure.
And sometimes when people all gather together in remote communities like this, different sorts of cultures emerge, languages, different customs, points of view.
Yeah, I guess.
So that's why I'm thinking, our town here, it's different.
Different?
Different.
Yeah, okay. Different how? You don't mind my asking.
Well, it's just I've never been around a place like this before.
What kind of place is that?
Small, insular...
Inbred?
What?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just being smart alecky.
Oh, well, you see what I mean, though, right?
About the town being different?
Yes.
Well, sure. We've always gone our own way. You live in the icebox way up north here, and it just follows you'd be a little different.
Right.
Pastor, if you don't mind my saying so, you look like a man trying to get something off his chest.
Oh, no.
No?
Well, yes.
That's the spirit. Honesty is the best policy.
Now, do you really think that?
Of course. Thou shalt not bear false witness and all that jazz.
See, because that's well... Okay, here's an example.
Okay.
People lie in this town.
Okay.
Well, okay, I guess that came out a little harsh. Maybe they don't lie more, but it seems like lying doesn't bother people very much.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, I don't think I'm saying this correctly. Let me explain. You know how some people will sometimes tell a little white lie just to avoid a confrontation?
Sure. My wife, God bless her soul, had terrible hair for 20 years, but she never heard it from me.
Well, we have a whole church full of folks here. I mean, not lies about hair and stuff like that, but you know what I mean.
I think so. They're nice.
Yes, to the point of pretty much lying constantly.
Oh, I don't know.
Really? Do you know what I heard Mr. Grunwald say just now?
What's that?
Well, he was talking to Gary Pierce about the election.
Those two? Wow, that must have been something.
That's just it. Mr. Grunwald told Gary he thought the president would do a fine job now that we reelected him.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
I'm on Facebook with Mr. Grunwald. He's building a secret bunker in his basement for when the president comes to take his guns away.
Oh, I'm sure that's just talk.
He put up pictures. So how can he look Gary in the eye like that? Harry, I want to minister to these people, but that doesn't always mean being nice, does it?
Tough question, sure.
I mean, sometimes you gotta challenge them, right?
Oh, you're actually asking me?
Yes.
Oh, gosh, I don't know. Seems like things have worked pretty good so far. Why go changing?
Well, I'm not really thinking about changing so much. I'm just thinking about challenging people a little more.
That would be a change.
Yeah, but would it be a good change?
You're asking me again?
Yes, I'm really asking you. Could I challenge these people more? Can they take it?
Well, on one hand, folks is plenty tough up here. Winters are tough. Most folks are second, third generation. They're used to facing some hardship.
Right.
But on the other hand, mill's been in a bad way. They're talking layoffs again. And the company's already closed that mill out in Idaho, and I heard it was more profitable than ours. Without a mill, well, I don't know if we have a town or not.
Oh.
So maybe what they need is hope, you know? Someone to tell them things are going to be okay.
Are things going to be okay?
No idea. Thing is, you don't want people to lose hope. They got their homes and their TV sets for losing hope. Church, they need something else. Something more positive. Except, of course, during election season.
You're a wise man, Harry.
I'm not a man.
Sure, whatever. Thanks for talking.
My pleasure, Pastor. And he walked away. Slight smile on his face, like people always do when I point out the obvious. About not being a man, I mean. I pointed it out to dozens of people at this church, and hundreds of people over the years. They always reacted like that. A little laugh, a shake of the head. I'm just a queer old duck making a not very funny joke. No one ever thinks I might be telling the truth.
Hello?
Hello. You got home early.
Oh, hi, honey. I didn't accept anyone's invitation for Sunday dinner. Oh, baby born yet?
She's still at 8 centimeters and holding. No one's worried. This is Barb's 5th, after all. How was church?
Fine, I guess. I got an idea for my sermon that...
Your sermon next week?
Oh, yes. It's my sermon next week. I got this really good idea that should mesh really well with what Larry spoke on today. I think it would...
Tom? You're trailing off again.
Oh, I am. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. It's one of the few things about you I understand.
Meaning?
Well, when you trail off in the middle of your sentences, it means you're really concentrating.
Yeah,
Like that. And it's nice because I don't understand much else you do.
You don't?
Not really. You're kind, yet you scream at the football men on TV. You can build a table or hang a door perfectly, but you can't butter bread or boil water. You're the one person I trust to interject a logical perspective. And yet...
Now who's trailing off?
And yet you're a minister.
The ministry and the logic don't go together?
I don't suppose I could avoid that question by offering myself carnally.
Well, it's always worked before.
Yes. Yes, it has.
But alas, not this time.
No?
Well, of course, the more I think about it, the more that changes.
Yes?
But I'm neck deep in something at the moment. I don't really want to think about our old argument. You know, the my faith versus your whatever.
Doubt.
Sure. We're quite a pair, the logical doctor and the flighty priest.
Worst BBC sitcom ever.
What?
Never mind. You said you were neck deep in something?
Yes.
Want to talk about it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm afraid my sentences will trail off again.
It's about church?
I tried to talk to Harry again today.
Oh, that.
I couldn't do it. I need to talk to him, but I got sidetracked about the lies.
What lies?
Oh, you know, the Minnesota nice ones, the little ones people tell constantly.
That's a problem?
Well, it's a symptom of a problem. The point is, I hadn't meant to talk about it with Harry, but when the time came, I just couldn't help myself.
I think you're making too big a deal about him.
Really?
Look, I've been to plenty of churches in my life, and all of them had Harrys. There was always some usher or a deacon that seemed to be there, but never went into the sanctuary.
You're right, of course.
You help a lot of people. Why worry about this one guy? So, he doesn't want to go into church. A couple of hundred do want to, don't they?
You're right. It's just,
The lost sheep?
Wow, you do listen in church.
Actually, I think the parable of the lost sheep is more Sunday school.
But it applies. And the thing about Harry, I don't know why he's a lost sheep.
You are not letting go of this, are you?
I don't know. Yes, maybe. No.
Hey. Easy.
I'm sorry. I keep thinking about when we were in school and we spent all those hours at the coffee shop talking about what was wrong with the world.
Ah, yes. My pretentious period.
Mine too. But we were so sure we could go out and save it. Oh, everyone else in our class just wanted to make money, but we were going to change things. You were going to save lives. I was going to save souls. And now I feel like working inside the church is making things worse. I need to talk to Harry.
What? Right now? But I thought we were going to...
He comes into the building. He goes through his routine. He helps. He works. He does everything he's supposed to do, and I never once seen him worship.
And that's a big deal?
Abby, worship is why everyone goes there. If you had access to the creator of the universe, wouldn't you want to use it?
I guess.
Well, I've got to talk to him.
Harry, or the creator of the universe?
Both. Second one first.
Okay, so that would be... Wait.
Hello, Harry.
Oh, hello, Pastor. Thought you'd be inside.
No, I'm under strict orders to keep quiet during the hymns. My singing could raise the devil.
You have no idea.
What?
I said you're not that bad.
Oh, and I kind of wanted to talk to you.
Coffee's on. Like a cup?
Well, sure, I guess. You know, in an odd way, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about.
What's that, the coffee? Oh, it's Edna again, isn't it?
No, not that.
I tell her I make it strong because I like it strong. And you can always fill your cup partway and top it off with hot water.
Harry,
But you start with weak coffee like Edna wants. Where do you go? Add instant?
Harry, the coffee's fine. I need to talk to you about something else.
Oh, sounds serious.
Oh, well, kinda. I guess.
All right, Pastor. What is it?
I was wanting to ask you a question about something.
Yes.
I notice you hardly ever go into church.
I'm not sure I follow.
Church. You never seem to go into church.
Uh-huh. Still not sure I follow.
Oh, look, I don't want this to be uncomfortable.
I mean, I'm in church now, aren't I?
Well, technically, you're just inside the building.
Is there something else you want done? Is this about that back garden I said I'd weed? I didn't really want to start on that until the ground dries out.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that. It's just, look, you know when we were talking the other day about challenging people around here?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I've decided I'm going to do that.
Oh.
And I want to start with you.
So, you want to challenge me?
Well, yeah, it works out to that. So, yes.
I'm not sure how to respond there.
Look, Harry, it's a simple thing. You do everything for this church. You're head usher, you make sure the heat's on Sunday mornings, sweep the snow off the steps, make sure the coffee gets made. We trust you with all the collection and the banking and everything. You're one of the most important people here.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But when it comes time to go in and worship, where are you?
Well, I generally take a little break then.
Yeah, and that's my point. Why don't you come into church with us? You do so much for the church the rest of the time. Come in and enjoy worship with us.
Oh, well, I really can't do that.
Why not?
I'd burst into flame.
Come on. They're just about to start another hymn. We'll stand in the back.
Actually, Pastor, that's not a good idea.
Now, don't be afraid.
Oh, I'm not afraid.
Well, then at least explain to me why you won't go in.
I already did.
No, seriously, come on.
Pastor, I really think...
I know you think your sins are too great to be forgiven, but that's not how it works, Harry.
Pastor, the Almighty and I have an understanding.
Now, that I've heard before.
Yeah, I imagine you have. But in my case, it's for real.
Come on, Harry. Stand up with me.
Wait, what are you doing?
Come on up with you.
No, Pastor, you can't.
Come on, just one song.
I really think you shouldn't do this. Are you dragging me?
Wrestling team in college. You forced me to take drastic measures there.
No, wait.
Just one song. Come on. No, that's not so bad, is it? Harry!
Yeah?
You're on fire!
Well, I tried to tell you. And just like that, my cover was blown. Or so I thought. Before you ask, no, nobody else saw me. I was in the back of the church, and the people were all facing front. And Pastor Larry, who was up at the pulpit ready to start his sermon, had his head down, scanning some notes. You would think in a room full of 200 people that when a man bursts into flames, someone would have noticed. But no, that says something about the church, I suppose. But for the life of me, I can't figure out what. Tom gingerly pushed me out the door, at which point my little problem took care of itself. And he rapidly took me to his office, where he shut and locked the door. Then he turned and looked at me, white as a ghost.
I'm white as a ghost here, Harry.
I can see that.
Are you all right?
Yeah, for the most part. I'll have to get this suit clean, however.
I'm sorry. I didn't. I wasn't.
Pastor, did anyone ever tell you your voice trails off when you think real hard?
What?
Never mind. Here, I'll help you. Sit down.
I just need...
have a seat there behind your desk. Now take a deep breath. And let it out, please.
Oh, I'm lightheaded now.
Sorry, maybe that wasn't such a great idea.
You have to tell me how you did that.
Well, it's not really something I did. It's more something that was done to me.
But you burst into flame.
I told you I would.
But how?
Well, truth be told, Pastor, I can do it any time I want. It's only sometimes I can't help it. Being in the same room as an altar and a cross kind of takes things out of my hands. Understand?
No, I really don't. Was that some kind of a magic trick?
Oh, heavens, no. Have you seen the magic tricks they do these days? Catching on fire is old hat. Besides, I told you, I didn't do it on purpose.
Then you must have, you had to have a...
Yes?
Who are you?
You don't think I'm Harry Jones, age 63, head usher of your church?
I don't know.
Come on. What do you really think?
Okay, I don't think you're Harry Jones.
Good. This process is always easier if people don't keep fighting for the illusion.
But if you're not Harry Jones, who are you?
If it's all right with you, I'd just as soon leave my name out of it for right now. I'm, kind of in hiding.
Are you a fugitive?
In a sense.
So the authorities are after you?
Again, in a sense. Unless, of course, you're talking about the police or the FBI. In that case, I should remind you that the reason I'm here is that I burst into flames in the presence of an altar to Jesus the Christ. I don't think that's technically illegal.
Right. Wait.
Ah, I can see it in your eyes.
Wait a minute.
Coming together for you now, isn't it?
Are you him?
The Lord of Darkness, the Prince of Lies, Beelzebub, Lucifer, Old Scratch, the Devil.
Are you?
No, but I work for him, and I really wish you wouldn't tell him I'm here because I'm in far too much trouble as it is.
I don't understand.
No, I imagine you don't.
You can't expect me to believe that you're actually... What are you expecting me to believe, actually?
That I am a member of the Army of Darkness, one of Satan's spear carriers, a pawn of the Prince of Night, a demon.
Really?
Care for a light?
Your thumb's on fire.
It's closer to the fact to say my thumb is fire. I used to use that trick all the time, but people so seldom smoke anymore. I kind of miss it.
Harry, you're going to have to help me out here.
I'm sorry, Tom. I believe I understand your problem.
You do?
Of course. You thought you believed in the Nicene Creed, the virgin birth, and all that stuff. But like everyone else in this church, the closest you've come to seeing a real manifestation of the supernatural is a last-second touchdown pass. You've never been confronted with the reality of what you believe before.
But I don't believe in demons.
Oh, don't do that. I detest humans that treat these things like a menu.
I don't understand.
A menu. 2 from column A, 1 from column B. Pick and choose exactly what you want, leaving out the unsavory bits. It's a big universe, Tom, and you've never had a peek at the blueprints. You have no idea what exists or doesn't exist.
But you can't be a demon.
I assure you, I am.
You're a deacon in my church. You're head usher. You've been here for years.
Yes, hiding out.
How much damage have you done?
Before we move on to the inevitable accusations, may I take your sudden lurch in that direction as a sign that you actually believe me?
I don't know what I believe anymore, but I want to know what you've done to this church.
Everything you've seen me do, and nothing else. I swept the steps, turned on the heat, made sure the coffee was made.
Are you telling me that you're a demon, and you've served my church for 20 years?
Why is that so hard to believe?
What are you going to tell me next? Jesus and Satan have a poker night? God goes down to hell once a month for a meatball supper in canasta?
Now you're just making fun of me.
Do I look like I'm making fun? My whole world has been turned upside down. You're either a lunatic with a neat magic trick or an agent of evil incarnate.
Yes, well, believe me, I'd rather be the lunatic.
Okay, I'm going to humor you.
All right.
Harry, that's not your real name?
Of course not, but call me by it anyway.
You're here on Earth, in what, mortal form?
Yes.
Why?
It is my realm.
Your what?
Realm, place, job, if you will. I am occasionally called back to Hades, but not terribly often.
Isn't your kind supposed to be down there?
My kind is a little more diverse than you might think. There are those who specialize in torment. They are useful in Hades, where lost souls fall to their eternal reward. I'm more of a recruiting specialist.
So you cause people to fall.
Drop the judgmental tone. You know as well as I do, most people don't need much of a push.
But it's what you do.
Yes.
So how many of my people have you sent down there?
Are you angry, Tom?
Just answer the question.
You are. You're angry at me.
Mrs. Lewis, she died last year. Where is she?
Calm down. Let me explain.
And 5 years ago, that car crash with the Parkers? You know, we're just getting over that as a church. If you tell me any of those wonderful people are...
It's Tom. Oh, trash can. Here. Easy. Just relax. You're taking a lot in here. Here.
Thank you.
I don't suppose it would help to tell you that you're taking this quite well.
Why are you here? The Icebox Radio Podcast will be back right after this.
And there I was, once again in a pastor's office. And yes, this wasn't the first time. Good Lord, no. It's my own fault, of course. I keep trying to hide out in churches among the faithful. What can I say? It's a weakness. I often enjoyed being caught by the pastor. The way their eyes bug out, their heart rate shoot up. It really is quite something to see a man confronted with the realization that everything he'd been preaching for his entire career was actually true. But I took no pleasure this time.
Why are you here?
As I've said, I liked Pastor Tom, and this was bound to end badly for him. I told you, I'm hiding.
From what?
From him, of course. Who do you think?
Mean God?
Believe it or not, that's impossible. No, I'm speaking of my boss.
You can hide from Satan.
Don't sound so surprised. His reach is limited. He can go anywhere there's a human mind, but he's kind of limited beyond that. Cast out, remember?
So you're hiding?
Yes.
In a church?
He'd never think to look for me here. And that, incidentally, is why you can trust me.
Well, what do you mean?
If I were to deliver a soul from this church up on a silver platter, the soul would surely blab about my being here. The souls talk plenty, you know. They'll talk your ear off for the first decade or more.
Why? Why? Assuming you are what you say you are, and you're doing no harm, why are you hiding out?
Hard to explain. It's kind of like a midlife crisis.
But to hide in a church?
I like churches. I like religious people. I like the rituals and the songs and the comforting monotony, the whole package.
That's normal for a demon?
Ah, hell no. I'm very unpopular where I come from.
I can imagine.
Most of them can't wait to get up in the morning and fall some people. But then again, they're not sloth.
Beg pardon?
Sloth. It's my sin.
You mean like one of the 7 deadly sins?
Evangelical or not, you went right there. I'm proud of you. Yes, one of the 7 deadly sins. We're all assigned one. Mine is sloth. And you can't go around inspiring people to be lazy for 5,000 years without a bit of it rubbing off.
So that's why you're hiding out in my church? You're lazy?
Slothful would be closer to it.
I'm not sure what to say. I mean, I don't believe this naturally.
You don't believe what?
I don't believe any of it. Okay, I can envision a universe with demonic forces. I can believe those demonic forces may take on corporeal forms sometimes, but hiding out in a church to avoid work? You sound like you belong in a loony bin, Harry.
I tried that once, but it wasn't the same. Besides, there were many other demons around. You talk about lazy, tempting on the mentally ill, please.
Harry, I don't know how you're doing this, and I don't know why, but I think you need help.
No, Tom, please, don't.
I mean, you've obviously learned that magic trick, and you put in a lot of time here, but I think the strain has gotten to you.
Strain of what? I'm a demon of sloth. I haven't even bathed in 200 years.
Right, we have to get you some help.
So that's your tact? I'm an escaped lunatic.
Not escaped. I think you're home. You just need some additional help.
Right. What's it gonna take?
What's what gonna take?
To keep your mouth shut. Money?
What? Is that gold?
Yes. I'm not certified for greed, but I did take a course in school. I can do it, believe me. But it'll be a little stilted and out of date. But I am quite good at lust. Here.
Your idea of lust is making my cell phone ring.
Look at the number.
Well, I don't recognize this.
It's Beth Dougal.
Beth Dougal?
You never had the courage to ask her out in high school, but you did have the courage to confess your crush at the last reunion. Weren't you surprised when she said it had been reciprocated? She divorced last year, you know, and she's been thinking about you.
And I'm supposed to believe this is her calling me.
Answer it if you don't believe me.
Went to voicemail.
Of course it did. Check it later.
Harry, I still think you need help.
Let's say for the moment that I do. Let's say all the empirical evidence of your senses is lying to you, that the phone call was a salesman, that the money...
Hey, where'd it go?
Sorry, limited time offer. Let's say that the money was all an illusion. What will your next move be?
I will get you some help.
I'll refuse it. Then I'll tell everybody I had a little joke on the pastor. They'll all think it was funny. Some will think it's in bad taste, and they will all forget about it before the ice cream on their Sunday pie a la mode has melted. Unless you make an issue of it.
Well, I'll tell them. I'll explain it to them.
And I will continue to go about my business. The same man they've always known. Friendly, helpful Harry helps the old ladies up the stairs, always ready with a joke at the church door. You, on the other hand, will start to seem strange to them. What is it with Pastor Tom and this weird obsession with poor old Harry?
Look, you need help.
You're right, I do. I need to stay here a while longer, and I can't do it without you.
The best help I can give you is to get you out of here and to a doctor.
You can try, but I can be awfully convincing. I've had thousands of years of practice in front of doctors, judges, tribunals, you name it. All sorts of human authorities made up of frail, distracted souls who are only on this earth for a short time. So short, they don't see how alike they all are. You will have to work hard, Tom. You will have to work very hard to convince them of my insanity. And it's not a sure thing. If you fail, it'll be you they throw the butterfly net over. Besides, I don't really believe you want to put me away.
No?
No. You were angry a minute ago. Angry at the thought that I might have tempted some good people in this church into damnation. It was only when I convinced you of the benign nature of my stay here that you played the crazy card.
Maybe I just can't imagine a demon with my best interests at heart.
Oh, I don't have your best interests at heart. I just like you. I like everyone here. One of the advantages of, going on sabbatical, let's call it, is that you're not working all the time. Since I'm in hiding, I don't feel the need to tempt. Live and let live is my motto.
I'm supposed to believe you're going to stay in this state of enlightened laziness for the rest of your life?
No, just for the rest of yours. I can't hide forever. Sooner or later, he'll find me and insist I go back to work. The truth is, it's kind of an ongoing problem for those of us in sloth. I doubt it'll be more than a slap on the wrist, but I figure I'm good for another century or so.
And I'm supposed to trust you.
Help me out. Am I still a lunatic, or have we moved past that?
I think you're a danger to this congregation.
We've moved past that. Good.
I don't know who or what you really are, but I think that you need to go.
I'll just go find another church. Do you want that on your conscience?
You need to go.
You have no grounds, Tom.
I'll think of something.
You can't make an old man leave. What will people think? Besides, how are you going to do it? You can't very well drag me out the door.
I dragged you into the sanctuary, didn't I?
You know what I mean. You can't very well drag me out the door and keep your job. People won't understand why you're doing that to poor old Harry.
Don't worry. I won't need to drag you.
Good. Now, let's,
I just need to cast you.
What?
I can cast you out in Jesus' name. I believe that's how it works, right?
Tom, think about this.
I am thinking.
You might want to reconsider. To cast one of my kind out is to bring much attention to oneself.
Is that your idea of a threat?
You should consider this.
There's no way that having a demon occupy my church is good.
The previous 20 years would make an argument against that.
Harry, tell me your name.
Don't.
What is your name?
Tom, you need to think about this.
In the name of Jesus, who are you?
Belphegor. It's Belphegor.
Very well, Belphegor. I, in the name of Jesus Christ, cast you out. Cast you out.
If you do this now, I will bring them all down. I will bring the fires of hell itself down on this church. I know every last person here, what their secret temptation is, what they fear the most, what their breaking point is. I know them all, Tom. I could command an army of demons with the knowledge I've gained over the last 20 years. And how much of a fight would your people put up? Look at them out there. Could they resist for long? Could they? I'd have them murdering each other within the week. Give me a month. I may even have them hanging the cross upside down.
Damn you.
Too late.
Hello?
Tom, is that you?
Oh, hello, Larry.
Oh, Tom, are you all right?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Fred Baker said you asked him to take the 55-plus group on their outing today.
That's right, I did. Is there a problem?
Well, you're darn right there's a problem.
What? What happened?
Well, nothing. The group is fine, if that's what you mean. They went to the Palisades Place Mall and saw the all-school choir. I'm talking about you, Tom. When are you coming back to church?
I'm still a little under the weather.
Have you been to see a doctor?
I live with a doctor. She says there's nothing physically wrong with me.
Oh, look, Tom, this kind of thing happens.
What kind of thing happens?
This happens to everyone in our line of work. Why don't you come into my office and we'll talk about it?
Can we meet someplace else? I don't want to come into the building if I can help it.
Well, sure, I'll even come over to your place if you'd like me to.
My place? All right. Larry?
Yes?
How's Harry?
Harry? Oh, he's fine, same as always. Oh, you know Harry, he doesn't even seem to age.
Yeah. Here's the thing. My crisis?
Yes?
My crisis has to do with Harry.
Why? What'd Harry do?
I'd just as soon not go into that over the phone, but when you come, could you bring him?
Why?
Could you just do it, please? I'd like him to be here.
All right. I guess if it'll help.
It will. Trust me.
Tom?
Yeah?
Are you sure this is a good idea?
It's the only way. It's the only way.
The only way to what exactly?
To get them to understand.
Who?
A congregation, stuff, everyone. Oh, that reminds me. Are you on call tomorrow at 1?
Yes, I'm on 11 to 9. What's going on?
Could you be here anyway? Right at 1, I mean. It should only take a few minutes.
What should only take a few minutes?
It'd be better if I didn't explain anything. The effect would be... Well, okay, it'll just be better if you're here. Just be here, please. Thanks.
Tom, you're scaring me.
Scary times.
You haven't been to work in 2 weeks. You won't talk about why. And now you're building a... what is that thing?
It's an altar.
You're building an altar in our living room. Why the hell is there an altar in our living room?
The hell indeed. I've been doing research. I think I have all the steps for a blessing down. I just have to dedicate it, and everything should work. Harry said it was an altar and a cross that did it.
Tom.
I need to build a cross. 2x4s. Oh, and I need more shims. Hardware store. Oh, yeah, there was a list. What was
Tom?
that? Fire extinguisher. That's what I need.
Tom!
What?
Tell me what's going on. Now.
Like I said, it'd be better if I didn't. The effect would be so much better.
You stink.
What?
You stink to high heaven. When did you last shower?
Oh, no, I don't. The other day, I think.
You've stopped working. You've stopped bathing. You're not cooking on your nights to cook.
I like pizza.
And you're not telling me what's going on.
I told you, I have to...
That's what hurts.
What?
You're not telling me what's going on. That's what hurts. A lot.
You can't possibly understand how important this is.
Can you at least tell me what it's about?
Church. It's about church.
Okay.
And, Harry.
I wondered. What about Harry? And don't say I have to wait until tomorrow.
But I think it would be better
Because
if...
my husband has gone crazy, and I'm just discovering that I might be a little more dependent on him than I realized. And if I can't depend on him to at least be sane, I'm not sure my patients will be very safe.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I need you, Tom. I need you to be yourself again. I can't concentrate at work anymore. I'm worried. I'm worried about you all the time, and I don't work at a shoe counter. My patients need me to concentrate, or things will happen. I need you to tell me what is going on.
I think I know what you mean.
Good.
And I can't.
Why not?
Because you'd think I'm crazy.
Look around. I already think that.
You need to trust me.
I don't know.
You need to, Abby. I need you to. Need.
I don't understand.
I know.
And right now, I really hate you for that.
I know.
Just be careful.
Come in?
Hello, Tom.
Hello. Are you alone?
Oh, yes. Harry couldn't make it.
Oh.
I've been doing some remodeling, I see.
Yes.
What is that? A sideboard?
Why couldn't Harry come?
He didn't say. Maybe you should sit down.
He just said he couldn't come.
That's right.
That's all he said?
Sit down, Tom, please.
That's not all he said, is it?
No, it isn't.
Oh.
In fact, I'm sure you can help me understand what he said, because, Lord knows, I don't understand it now.
Help you understand?
Yes. He said he wasn't comfortable around you, Tom. Do you know why he said that?
No, I don't.
Well, neither do I. You want to talk about it?
Larry?
Yes?
What if I told you Harry isn't who he appears to be?
What do you mean?
What if I told you that? What would you say?
All right. Well, I'd ask you to explain yourself, of course. I've known Harry a long time, longer than you by far. Are you saying he's in trouble?
Not yet.
But he could be.
Well, to hear him tell it, he almost definitely will be, eventually.
Oh, quit beating around the bush. What does he have against Harry?
I don't know that I can tell you right now.
Well then, Pastor Tom, I believe I'm wasting your time.
Wait, what are you going to do?
I think the better question is, what are you going to do? Are you coming back to church?
I don't know.
And that has something to do with Harry?
Yes.
Then I expect you to deal with it. Take him out for coffee, talk to him. I don't have to explain how wrong you are about this, do I?
Wrong?
Well, you are the pastor. He may be a deacon, but he's not been trained in the ministry like you have. You need to resolve this conflict and put it behind you. And most of all, you need to get back to church. Today, if possible. People are starting to talk.
Does that really matter, Larry?
Oh, you know it does. And it matters to you more than anybody else. You're new here, Tom, and Harry isn't. If push comes to shove, you won't have the support that he'll have.
You should have brought him here. Everything would have been so much clearer if you just brought him.
Oh, I don't have time for this. Get back to church. Make up with Harry and get on with it. Or go looking for another career. People from our line of work don't bounce back from things like this.
What? Harry. What the hell are you doing here?
Don't be upset.
You made me look like a fool. It's going to cost me my job.
I'm sorry. Are your feelings hurt?
I don't know what I'm feeling. Just, what do you want?
I wanted to call a truce.
Meaning what exactly?
Can I come inside and explain?
I'll just get in here.
Thank you for seeing me in the kitchen. It would have worked, you know, your altar and everything. That was a very clever ploy. I've been caught before, but never like that. Very clever indeed. That's why I'm thankful that you're seeing me in the kitchen, away from the altar. Tom, you're angry.
Of course I'm angry.
It's not too late, you know. Pastor Larry is nothing if not pragmatic. He won't fire you because that means questions. Better to not rock the boat.
That could be your motto.
Yes, I suppose it could.
You said something about a truce.
That's right. I think you and I have to work this thing through. Meet across the table, so to speak.
Why?
For the good of everyone. You included.
I don't believe you. Everything's in your favor right now. What would you have to gain by changing anything?
I like you, Tom. I don't want you to lose your career.
Oh, and I'm supposed to believe this.
Why is it so difficult to believe? I've explained my reasons for being here. They're not illogical, are they?
You are a demon charged with tempting people with sloth who wants to hang out in my church indefinitely. That is illogical.
But why? We can live and let live, can't we?
Sooner or later, you're going to bring harm to those people. Sooner or later, we've all got to succumb to our nature.
Yes, which is why I wanted to talk to you.
I don't think there's anything you can say that's going to change my mind about you.
Oh, indeed. I wouldn't expect you to change it. That's just my point. You're the only one who knows.
Knows what?
About me. About what I am. Pastor Larry doesn't. The congregation doesn't. To them, I'm still lovely old Harry. Only you know. That means only you could stand in my way should anything change. You're speechless.
I won't let you trap me like this.
You're not trapped. You still have a choice. And there's a lot more to be gained as well.
What do you mean?
Are you ready to listen to my offer?
Just tell me what you mean.
I'll take that as a yes. I have a deal for you, Tom. Your side of the deal is simple. Let things continue the way they've been. Let the church go on thinking whatever they've been thinking about me.
And
in return, I will tell them all a story. It will be a heartfelt story, the kind church people can never resist. It seems lovable old Harry had a bit of a drinking problem. Pastor Tom found out, and Harry, embarrassed by his great sin, swore Pastor Tom to secrecy about it. But Pastor Tom had such a huge heart, keeping the secret tore him up inside. His health was affected, but he wouldn't break his promise to Harry. Finally, he wore Harry down. Harry agreed to seek treatment with Tom's help.
that won't work.
Of course it will, and you know it.
You do that? Tell people a lie just to kick back a while longer?
Lying is one of the things I do best.
And I'm supposed to believe that you're doing this just because you're lazy and not because you want to send the souls of my congregation to hell.
Maybe I haven't made this clear. If I'd wanted those people in the pit, they would have been there years ago. But I like it where I am. I need to leave someday, of course, but until then, I just want to be left alone.
How can I trust you?
You don't need to trust me. The whole point of our little story is to return things to the status quo. Yes, I get my little vacation back, but you get your career. And you get to be there right over my shoulder, watching my every move, keeping the people safe.
I thought you said you weren't going to hurt anyone.
I'm not, but you don't trust me. I'm merely giving you the mechanism to watch over me. Do we have a deal?
Forgive me if we don't shake hands.
Wouldn't dream of it. He didn't trust me, of course. I knew it. He knew I knew. But things had to get back to normal, and I had to pretend. I wish I could tell you exactly what Pastor Tom was thinking at that moment, but I didn't know. I don't know if the plans he eventually revealed were hatched at that moment or sometime later. All I know is things stayed awfully quiet for some time. Weeks. Until that one Sunday morning. Hello, Abby.
Hi, Harry. It's been a while.
Been on call most Sundays, huh?
Yeah. Well, we finally got a new GP at the hospital, so I'm no longer at the absolute bottom.
Well, that's good news.
Have you seen Tom? He's not in his office.
I don't know. I know it was his week to speak. He might be taking a walk around the block.
He always does get so nervous. And he said he had something special planned today.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Never told me what it was, either.
There he is.
Oh, good.
There he is. Come on. Hi, Harry.
Hello, Pastor. We kind of thought you'd gone AWOL there.
No, I was just kidding something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what?
And I do have a little confession, Harry. There's a reason I asked Abby to come up to you this morning.
Oh?
Yes. I knew you couldn't resist the arm of a pretty lady to guide you into church.
What's that?
To guide you into church. You're going to come into church today, Harry, because you're going to sit right in the front row.
What?
It's your 1-month anniversary, remember? Clean and sober for 1 month. And that's what I want to talk about in my sermon today. Forgiveness, second chances. And I want you to be right there in front of everybody as a reminder. Do you want to escort him in now, honey?
I'm really sorry, Harry. I know you don't usually go into church.
No, that's okay.
Shall we?
Sure, go on in, Harry. March right into the front row.
What are you doing?
Your story should be told.
Honey, I think you're embarrassing him.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Tom, we had a deal.
Yeah, I lied about that. Sorry.
You can't do this.
Tom, don't make him do this if he doesn't want to.
Hey, everyone, let's give Harry a big round of applause as he heads into church.
Don't do this.
Everyone wants to see you go into church, Harry. You're not going to disappoint them, are you?
Tom!
Go into church, Harry. It's time to worship.
What happens next is on your head.
Oh, my God!
I told you. See, everyone, he burns. Just because he's in the presence of an altar to Christ, he has to reveal himself for what he is. The man you think you know is a creature from hell. He's a demon. I know he's been nice and everything, but that doesn't change the fact that Harry belongs to Satan, and he wants all of you to belong there too.
Abby, dear.
What?
Hand me that stack of bulletins. Thank you. Well, folks, the excitement's over. Pastor Tom has a wonderful sermon planned. Fred, could you tell Gladys to start playing the first hymn? We need to get going. Thank you. George, would you like a bulletin today? How's the gout? Good to hear. Hello, Mrs. Fredrickson. How's the daughter? Still in Phoenix. Well, I hope we get to see her real soon. Head on in, folks. That's it. That's it. I'll just close the door. Are you going in, Abby?
I don't know.
Actually, why don't you head out toward the car? I think they need you at the hospital.
What? Oh, Tom, it's work.
I understand.
Will you be okay?
I'll be fine. Just go.
All right.
What did you do to them?
Oh, you're thinking I did that. I did nothing. It was your nefarious plan to push me into the sanctuary and reveal who I really was. And it worked just like you planned, didn't it?
You did something to them. You had to have done something to them.
No, that's not what happened.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Not the only thing. There's plenty of other explanations. Take, for example, the really obvious one.
You had to have done something.
I did nothing. They are who they are, and they didn't care about what happened.
No.
You saw it in their faces. The shock, the surprise, and the fear. You forced it down their throats, Pastor Tom, and they responded the only way they knew how. They just kept to the plan that had them singing some old songs, then listening to a sermon, then bowing their heads and thinking about anything while a man in a tie prays to a distant, silent God. Some are probably already thinking of the menu at their favorite post-church restaurant. You'll be out there talking about the eternal salvation and the ridiculous notion of God hanging out on earth for 33 years, and they'll already be trying to decide between the chicken and the pot roast. Some might wonder what happened. Some might even talk about it with their bed partners tonight. But what are they going to do? Call the police? No, they'll do nothing. And after telling themselves whatever they want to tell themselves for a while, it won't matter. You see, that's what you in the ministry are always blind to. The reality that churches are breeding grounds for lies. Oh, the Gospels are true enough, and most everything you teach would stand up in court. But them, the people in those pews, all they do is lie to themselves week after week. They put on a mask. They behave the way they're supposed to. This God of transformations you keep talking about is foreign to them. They no more want to be transformed than they want a sex change. Oh, there are people out there that want to be transformed, of course. They're just not in here. The people in here want things to always be the way they've been. And they're willing to turn their back on their own eyes to do it.
You tricked me.
Day late and $1 short.
You tricked me. You never were hiding from the devil. You were working for him all along.
2 for 2.
You were after these people.
And you delivered them up to me with pretty pink bows on.
I could still save them.
No, you can't. Before you pulled your little stunt, maybe. But you forced me to overload their senses with information they were not prepared to see. Right now, their defense mechanisms are all working triple time. They're coming up with 1,000,000 different explanations. Some of them quite funny.
I need to get in there.
Too late. Damage is done.
I don't believe it.
You don't know what's true and what's false. You're on my turf now. Believe me, it's too late. Go, Tom. Just walk out. Find yourself some people that want to be saved. These don't belong to you anymore. And he walked to the door and opened it and left. And that's the story. Things did continue the way they did before at this church. Our membership dropped a bit, but I expected it would. The people that stayed never spoke of what they saw. And by, they began to pass from this world to their reward. I know it doesn't seem fair. They were good people, most of them. They just wanted to be left alone, living in the small, manageable boxes they'd made for themselves. It's still their own fault, so don't look at me. I just take advantage of the opportunities tossed my way. It's not my fault they decided to go through life living a lie. As for Tom, I never saw him again. I never looked him up either. Honestly, I didn't want to know what happened to him. I preferred to believe he went on to help people, maybe inside a church, but hopefully not. I decided to tell myself a little lie and believe he was happy. Sort of like when a child believes a beloved pet has gone to live at a farm instead of the truth of the pound. Tom is helping people, and the church is what it is. As for me, well, I stay here, making sure the coffee is made and the snow is swept from the front steps. After all, we do want to put on a welcoming face for those seeking a way to get by in this challenging, difficult world.
Harry was a presentation of the Icebox Radio Theater. Our cast this evening featured Jeffrey Adams as Tom, Karen Schickel as Abby, Tom Bement was Pastor Larry, and featuring John Bell as Harry. The script was written and directed by Jeffrey Adams. Sound effects by Dave Irwin. This program copyright 2013 by the Icebox Radio Theater, which is solely responsible for its content. Become an IBRT member for special privileges and content online. Information is available on the web at iceboxradio.org.